Hey yo, Locodoco fans. Maybe there aren't that many Locodoco fans, but thanks for clicking on my Team Liquid versus FlyQuest matchup preview. So let's talk about this matchup. Oh man, this is such a one-sided matchup in my opinion. TL has everything to lose while FlyQuest has everything to gain. Team Liquid finished first in the regular season and they upgraded 2 members from last year, so they're so hyped up. While FlyQuest, no one really expects them to win. So yeah, it's David and Goliath. I love these kind of matchups, especially when the underdog side has a slight chance to win and a really good story. So yeah, let's go do a little bit overview of the teams. So first up, we have FlyQuest. FlyQuest is the ultimate underdog through and through. They were really underrated in the offseason by every analyst, every team, myself included, and they ended up making playoffs. Now they're all the way in semis playing versus Team Liquid. They have great players like Centauran, Pobelter, Wild Turtle, but these players also don't really get the hype, so yeah, such an underdog team. They do have great teamwork and I do think they're well coached. I think of them as like a mini version of C9, but they still are really rough around the edges and they're not quite the completeness that C9 is. On the other hand, for Team Liquid, they are the elite powerhouse team. Everything about Team Liquid screams elite. Their Alienware training facility, which is state of the art, their dope ass merch, a star-studded roster, being backed by mega investors, they are such an elite team. As for the team itself, their playstyle, they are a bot lane oriented team fighting team. They are one of the slower teams in the league. I'm not talking about game time, I'm talking about their speed, about playing out and ending the game once they have a lead. So yeah, that is their defining characteristics. Now let's get to the actual matchup. It's a nightmare matchup for FlyQuest. NA is disproportionate. Holy shit, this word is gonna be hard to say. NA is disproportionately. NA is very reliant on our AD carries, and I think the gap between Wild Turtle is going to be too big. Not necessarily between just Turtle and Doublelift, not matching up individually, but I think more so when you're looking across the board at who's responsible for facing off against each other. I feel like Impact and Xmithy is going to have such an easier time against Wild Turtle in team fights, while Viper and Centauran against Doublelift is not going to be the greatest, and Doublelift in combination of Core JJ will be able to peel them off very easily. While Viper has shown pop-off potential, I don't think he'll be able to do that versus Impact. Impact is so underrated by the community and he's someone with such great fundamentals and he's not going to get abused by Viper at all. As for mid lane, Jensen has had a quiet season and he's mechanically one of the best mid laners in NA. Pobelter is going to have a handful. I thought Pobelter looked really great in the Golden Guardians versus FlyQuest quarterfinals and he had a pop-off game on Zoe, but I doubt he's going to be able to replicate the same kind of performance versus Jensen, someone who's only died 12 times the entire season compared to Phoenix, who's so prone to getting ganked and dying. The only matchup where I see it going in favor of FlyQuest is Centauran, but that's not going to be enough. The jungle with losing lanes is, it's not a place you can really carry from. So I'm sorry FlyQuest, I would love to see you win, but I think it's going to be easy breezy for Team Liquid and it'll be 3-0. The only way I see FlyQuest winning is kind of overperformance from their members, most notably Pobelter, Centauran, and Viper. It's actually super important the top lane pops off. And maybe Team Liquid is not 100% focused on the matchup. There's so much hype behind TL versus Cloud9 finals, TL versus TSN finals. Maybe they don't stay focused enough on the FlyQuest matchup, but I just don't think that's something that's going to happen. I'm sorry FlyQuest. Dude, what if I underrate them again and they actually end up beating TL? Oh my god. Nick Fan, the GM of FlyQuest, who I'm good friends with, is not going to let me hear the end of this. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my matchup preview series on the semifinals matchup. I'll do one on finals. Also, I did one on TSM versus Cloud9. The editors hopefully did his job and the video is somewhere here where you can click on it. Click on that if you want to check out that matchup preview. Oh, and one last thing. I'm not crazy. I'm just loco. Bye ya.